Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here with Switch Adapted Toys. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to adapt this CoComelon Chase. If you like this video, if you find it helpful, hit the like button and hit subscribe because we're posting new videos like this one all the time, teaching you how to adapt toys for kids with special needs. So, and it really does help us out in a huge way. So thanks in advance for that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. We picked this toy up secondhand. That's why it's got some marks on it, some scratches and scrapes. Secondhand stores are great sources for toys like this, especially when you're just kind of learning. You can pick this, like we got this toy I think for like $4, and if something happens, you screw it up, it's not as big a deal as if you screwed up like a $30 toy. So let's turn the toy over, and on the back there are 7 screws that we need to remove with what looks like a Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, so with those 7 screws removed, you can go ahead and pull off the back plate. I've already gone ahead and did that and just kind of put it back together so you can kind of see how this toy works. I took off the top button and it will expose this switch underneath, and this is what we actually need to solder to. So there's 2 points there. We're going to solder our headphone jack wires, 1 to each. If you're not too concerned about maintaining the functionality of this toy, you could just snip these wires off and then solder directly to those wires, and that'd probably be a little bit easier. But we want to make sure that this toy still operates without a switch button, so we're just going to solder to those points. So the next thing we need to do is we need to figure out where we can drill our hole so that we can get our headphone jack wire in here. And it looks like we might have to drill in a couple of places. I'm thinking we're going to need to drill 1 hole through here and then 1 hole out the side of the toy. So the wire will come from the circuit board through the hole here and then through the hole out the side. One thing you do want to keep in mind is the length of your headphone jack wires. Now this is a headphone jack splitter. This is how we get them. That way you actually get 2 wires that we can actually use to adapt toys. But this one's not very long, so I just need to be cautious of where I'm drilling my holes so that I still have enough slack to reach, basically. So I'm going to set that toy aside for a second, and we're going to prep our headphone jack wires. I'm going to just go ahead and snip off the male end of the headphone jack wires. So then I basically have 2, and for this toy we're only going to need 1, so I'll set that aside. Next we need to strip the black casing on the headphone jack wire. Now all these headphone jack wires tend to be a little bit different. This one I've got a red wire, a white wire, and I had a bunch of just bare wires that are not protected. All I did was basically combined all those wires and twisted them together. You might have a different color wire here, or but it's going to be the same. You're going to leave the white wire separate, and you're going to combine the red wire and whatever that other wire is. For us, it's these bare wires here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to strip off the red casing. Alright, and then I'm going to twist these 2 wires together. So I essentially just formed 1 wire. Alright, now it's good, except I got a bunch of exposed wire here. I want to use a heat shrink wire cover or some electrical tape to cover up some of that exposed wire. Alright, so I've got a little bit of heat shrink wire cover. I'm just going to basically cut it to size just so that I'm leaving a little bit of the tip exposed, maybe 1/4 of an inch. And then all I do is just slip on the heat shrink wire cover over the wires, and I'll use a heat gun to shrink that wire cover down. Alright, so that side's good. Now I just need to strip a little bit of the white wire away, basically the same amount of wire that I've got exposed on the other wire, so I've got kind of an even amount on both sides. So this headphone jack wire is now ready to go inside our toy, and we need to drill a hole so that we can get this inside. So you want to get a drill bit that's basically the same diameter of your wire. So when you're drilling, you just want to make sure that you're not going to drill into any wires or anything accidentally. This all looks good, so I'm going to drill my first hole right about here. Alright, and then my second wire, or hole, I'm going to drill right about here. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. That looks good. Alright, now I can fish my headphone jack wire through the holes. And then I'm going to fish my wires up through that hole. Alrighty, just like that. Now I'm going to kind of piece everything kind of back in place just so that it makes it a little bit easier while I'm soldering. And it's also a good time to check just to make sure that we're not going to hit anything in here with our wire being in there. So let's just go ahead and check that now. I have a feeling we're going to be fine. Yeah, so we should be good. One thing I forgot to mention and show here is that we like to put a zip tie around the cord on the inside of the toy, and that basically just acts like a barrier. So if a child or someone were to yank on the cord, it doesn't just pull the cord and our soldering points and everything, our connections, just totally out of the toy. So get a small zip tie, wrap it around the cord, and snug it down real tight. If you need to, you can add a little bit of super glue around the zip tie just in case it slips a little bit. But again, just to make sure that that cord stays where it needs to be inside the toy. Alright, I'm going to get that button back out of there. And now we're going to solder. So what I'm doing is basically just twisting these wires a little bit just to make sure they get cleaned up, and just kind of, it's just essentially one solid wire. You don't want wires kind of frayed out everywhere. Now what I like to do is I like to get a little bit of solder on the wires before I take it to the circuit board. So I'm going to heat up my soldering iron. Alright, and then I'm going to just get a little bit of solder on each of these wires. Basically the soldering iron heats up the solder, and then you almost like paint it on. It doesn't need to look pretty. I am not an electrician or anything like that, but the stuff is not very hard. You can definitely do it. It doesn't take a lot of solder, just like that, and we're good to go. And all I'm going to do now is basically heat up the solder that I put on the wire and get it to stick to a little point there. Now what's important here is that I don't get any solder that kind of crosses over from the one node to the other, because if you do get that, then what will happen is the toy will just constantly go off. So before we go ahead and put everything back together, it's a good idea to test it and just make sure that everything is working properly before we take the time to go ahead and put everything back together. Alright, so I got a switch, I got it plugged in, and I got the toy turned on. Let's give it a press and just make sure everything works. There we go. So now we can go ahead and get everything put back together, and all that really needs to be done is we need to get this button put back in. So I'm going to open the toy up a little bit. Try just enough that I can get this in there. Make sure that I'm not going to be pinching any of my wires, and close it back up. And then all we need to do is put the screws back in it. Alright, so we got everything put back together. Let's give the button one last press just to make sure that everything still works. There we go. Alright, so that's basically it. Pretty easy toy to adapt, really straightforward. You can totally do it, no problems. And if you like this video, if you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe. It really does help us out in a huge way, so thanks in advance for that. If you want to find out more about Switch Adapted Toys, you can do so on our website. There we've got other how-to videos. We've got written manuals and other resources, including files for you to 3D print your own Switch button. And you can find all that at www.switchtoys.org. if you've got a large group or an organization and you want to adapt these toys for people in your community, kind of on a bigger scale, you could form what's called a Switch chapter, and we've got a bunch of resources on our website about that as well. And lastly, if you want to support us, we do have an Etsy shop where we sell a couple of toys there that are pre-adapted and ready to be played with, and it just kind of helps fund what we're trying to do here. So I'll put a link to that in the description below. And I guess that's it. My name is Eric with Switch Adapted Toys, and until next time, we'll see you.
Switched Adapted Toys, making play possible.